Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here and welcome to another AS Monaco series episode. This is episode 47 I believe, and it is the mid-season review, which is just after the January transfer window. I did go a little bit over. Usually I start with just before the first game of February, but I got a bit carried away, wasn't paying attention, and I actually played two games into February, so this is coming at the 12th of February currently. So yeah, and as you can see, we are still top of the league currently, but let's have a look at the transfers that were made. We'll have a look at ours, and we'll also have a look at PSG's. So I'll jump into history first. The only two players that came in was Chavarinho, which was a deal that was set up before the window started, and that was he is a Brazilian with a German nationality, as you can see, so he won't count as a non-EU player. He's fairly good. I will play him as a deep line playmaker in the future. Needs a bit of work on his creativity, but as you can see, defensively he's quite all there, lacking a little bit in strength, but obviously that'll come with age. Low determination, so I'll have to get him a tutor. Probably Ulrich. But yeah, 19 passing is pretty outstanding for a person of his age. He can also play competently at right back, so I guess that's a little bit extra. But again, obviously didn't sign him to be a right back. And he was brought in for 950,000, so that's a pretty good piece of business. The next player I brought in was Stefano Stevens from Club Bruges for 1.3 million. Again, a youth player, 17 years old, Belgian, and as you can see, he's another right back. So going a bit crazy with my right backs, but he's got the pace. The physicals look somewhat good. Half decent defensively, and again half decent going forward. His mentals are pretty horrible, so I'll probably need for him to have a tutor as well. His determination isn't horrible at 13, but again probably does need some work. And if we have a look at his four-star potential, and yeah, he's currently the fourth best left back at the club, sixth best actually. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Borrell. So yeah, there's that. 1.5 star current ability, obviously staying in the under-19s for 2 years, and then we'll see how he develops, I guess. So yeah, that was our transfers in, and let me have a look at our transfers out. Yeah, only one player left the club, and that was Jean-Michel Laurent, who went to Ajax for 1.5 mil plus a 40% of next sale. And as you can see, he was never really going to amount to anything as a right winger. I mean, he's got good pace, but that is about it. He's pretty much as good as my right back that I just bought going forward. So, yeah, never really thought he would amount to anything. We've got a lot of other good right wingers, and I just decided to move him on. We also have an outstanding right wing youth prospect in the youth team, so I assume he'll become first team player, and he would probably never become a first team player. So happy to get him out. I mean, if he develops in the future and I sell him to, one of the bigger teams like in the Premier League or in La Liga or even Serie A, to be frank, yeah, I'll pick up pretty much half of that fee. So outstanding piece of business there for a player I never really think will amount to anything much. So yeah, that is the transfer activity. We'll jump into fixtures straight away. As you can see, Liverpool was the previous episode, the 3-0 victory at home. Next game was a 4-0 victory against Lost Lille in the league. A Montoya own goal, Ersteprak, Matip and Ulrich on the score sheet with a Gui, I don't know how to say that name, but their player got sent off, so fairly straightforward. We then went away to Shox Monteb and beat them 2-0 in the league once again. Al Harabi, a player I was somewhat interested in, got an own goal, the Egyptian from Porto. And Saint-Germain scored another goal for us in the 91st minute of stoppage time. We then faced Liverpool away, which was, funny enough, played at Etihad Stadium, Manchester City's ground, because Anfield is currently being expanded to hold 60,000 people. So we drew this game 2-2. not the best result in the world. As you can see, they were 2-0 up through Pentagna, and we got one back through Van Eyck, and then Oosterprak in the 90th minute equaled the scoreline up, I guess. I think that actually... No, never mind. I won't get into that. Next up was FC Metz. We drew with them 0-0 in a boring 0-0 drub match. RC Lens was up next, beat them 3-1 away from home. Matip, Hernandez and Hadji on the score sheet, with Matip man of the match. Barcelona was up next, and we beat them 5-0 at home. Very straightforward. They did play quite a strong team, to be fair. Hernandez picked up a hat-trick. Gonzalez and Oosterprak were also on the score sheet. And as you can see, they did have some stars playing for them. Busquets and Guaderas are very good central midfielders. Again, that man Bruma, who scored the 2 goals against us in the previous game against Barcelona. They still got Messi, who came runner-up in the Ballon d'Or. And they also have Neymar still. So very, very good players. Elton is also pretty amazing. He's a Brazilian central midfield regen, I think, or AMC, yeah. So yeah, very, very, very emphatic win there, 5-0 over Barcelona. We then followed that up with a 2-1 victory at home in the league against our league rivals Nice. Lamproux and Saint-Germain on the score sheet for us there. We then followed that up with a 6-1 absolutely, amazing performance against Bordeaux. Hashi opened the scoring in the first minute. Hernandez, Van Eyck, Fabiano, Oosterprak, and a Koulibaly own goal. All different goal scorers for us for our 5 goals. We followed that up with a 1-0 win over Bate Borisov. Not the most impressive game in the world, I have to say. Their player Mardos got an own goal, and yeah, their central midfielder actually got man of the match. So I mean, it was pretty close. Probably didn't deserve to win, to be fair. I did play a bit of a, second string team because we'd already qualified at that point, so I wasn't too worried about that. But nice to pick up the victory anyway, I guess. Auxerre was up next and beat them 5-0 at home, absolutely destroying some of our league, some of the teams in our league now. Lamproux, Saint-Germain, a brace from Oosterprak, and Ulrich also on the score sheet. We then destroyed Stade Rennais 7-0 away from home in the Coupe de Ligue 4th round. As you can see, Saint-Germain picked up a hat-trick, Oosterprak picked up a brace for himself, Matip and Lutzi were also on the score sheet, and that was after Hadji got sent off in the 31st minute. Oosterprak picked up man of the match performance for his goals and his assists. Lyon was up next. We beat them 6-0 away from home. At this point in the season, we were absolutely destroying teams. We were completely playing them off the park. As you can see, Hernandez got 4 goals in this game. Lamproux and Saint-Germain also on the score sheet. And as you can see, Hernandez man of the match with a 9.9 match rating. Obviously, if he got one more goal, he would have picked up the elusive 10 match rating. The next game was against Marseille, and as you can see, our first loss in the league this season. I think it was our first loss in about 36 or 38 games or something like that. We lost to them 2-1 at home. Pretty disappointing. As you can see, Lamproux got our only goal in stoppage time of the first half. But their Brazilians pretty much destroyed us, to be fair. I think the game was actually fairly even if we have a look. Yeah, as you can see, 2 shots on target for Marseille, and they score 2 goals, whereas we have 8 shots on target and can only score 1 bloody goal. But the possession was even, and yeah, we by no means deserve to lose that game at all. I thought it was a lot more even than that, but guess not. So we now move on to the next game, which was a friendly against HSV. There's a little break between games at the start of January for the Christmas break, I guess. Our goal scorers were Lamproux, Hernandez, and a brace from Fabiano. We then versed Bayern and lost this game 3-2. Our goals coming from Campos and Foray. Lutzi also scored an own goal, which was pretty disappointing. The next game was against PSG in the Coupe de France 9th round, and as you can see, we beat them 3-2 at home, so a very good result. We were down 2-0 through Barbosa and Umet, but we did come back to win the game through Oosterprak, Saint-Germain, and Lutzi, with those 2 goals, last goals coming in within 1 minute of each other, so it was pretty good, and always good to beat my league rivals PSG. Next up was our actual rivals, Nice, and we beat them 4-2 in the Coupe de la Ligue quarter-final away from home. And as you can see, 4 different goal scorers, Saint-Germain, Lamproux, Ulrich, and Matip. good stuff there. RC Lens was up next in the Coupe de France 10th round, and we beat them 2-1 at home. Not the best result in the world, and as you can see, we were 1-0 down for about 4 minutes before Fabiano got it back to level terms, and Saint-Germain gave us the win. Through to the next round there. The next game was against Angers SCO in league action, and we beat them 2-0 at home. Angers are not the best team in the world, but they did play, somewhat decent. Not the constant 6-0, 5-0 wins we were getting before. Osterprak and Hernandez on the score sheet for us, and Hadji managed to get himself sent off in the 91st minute, picking up 2 yellows. We then lost to AS Saint Etienne away from home. Again, the second loss of the season in the league for us. Venik was our only goal scorer here, and as you can see, they got 3 themselves. So yeah, we deserve to lose. Not a very good game. As you can see, Eduardo did have an injury, and I think Kleber was also suspended. Oh no, he was on the bench. I don't know why I didn't play him, but I don't know, whatever. Decided to give Borrell, the youth player, a game, so whatever. Don't really know what I was thinking at that point, but anyway. Next up was a 3-0 home win against Evian. As you can see, Fabiano, Osterprak and Lamprou on the score sheet for us, with Osterprak picking up man of the match performance with a 9.2 match rating. Auxerre was up next away from home in the Coupe de Ligue semi-final, and we won this game 4-1, I should say. Hernandez picking up a hat-trick with Lamprou also on the score sheet. And yeah, we're through to the final of the Coupe de Ligue. SC Bastia was up next in the game where I should be live commenting before. But anyway, as I said, I played on, and we won this game 3-2. A bit of a weird game, as you can see. They got someone sent off after scoring 2 goals, and we were 2-0 down. But again, another one of these comeback victories. We got it to 2-2 within 2 minutes of it. Our first goal through Boucher, who actually, this is his first goal of the season. Saint-Germain got it back 2 minutes later in the 68th minute before we got a penalty late on in the game, and Saint-Germain slotted that away as well. Hernandez was really, really disappointing in this game, and yeah, luckily we actually came back to win it. And the final game I played before this episode was against Montpellier, and we beat them 5-0, pretty emphatic again, but they are coming last in the league this season, which is pretty disappointing if you are a Montpellier fan. As you can see, Boucher got his second and third goal of the season with a brace in this game. Matip also got a brace from the center of defence, obviously coming from set pieces though, and Hadji also got a goal for himself. And yeah, 5-0 victory. So as you can see, that does leave us in first place, as we have been, first for the whole season, which is something that hasn't really happened too often for me, as most of you would know if you're a long-term viewer of mine. So we do have, 15 points on Marseille and 16 points on PSG, who are second and third respectively. So yeah, it looks like we are running away with the league this season. Hopefully I can keep it up. It would be a bit of a choke if I was to lose it from this point, I guess. So I don't want to count my chickens too early, but it does look like we're about to retain League One this season, which is very good. As you can see, we don't actually have any top goal scorers. I have been splitting up the game time between Hernandez and Saint-Germain. And yeah, we are, as you can see, top 3 in the average rating with Osterprak, Fabiano and Lamprou, who has really come on strong this season. As I mentioned in the previous season when he came to the club, I knew he was going to be an absolute world-class player. So he's repaying the favour of me selling Clement to PSG this season. And yeah, as you can see, Osterprak and Fabiano, number 1 and 2 in the assist charts with 15 and 14. And as you can see, Charles Bassi sitting in third behind them for Havre Athletic with 12 assists for himself. So that's always good to see. Obviously, one of our former players. And yeah, good to see him doing well there. I think he actually scored a goal against me earlier in the season. So that is basically it for this episode, guys. If you have enjoyed, or if you are enjoying the fine form that I am in, please give the video a like rating. That would be awesome. I have set up 2 deals. I'll mention them now, I guess. First of all is Cesar Texeira. He is coming to the club for £6 million from Sao Paulo. As you can see, somewhat decent striker, very good technically. somewhat decent mentally, lacking in physicals, but that is where I'm going to work on him when he comes to the club at the end of the season or the start of next season, I guess. He can also play left wing, which is one of the reasons why I brought him in. That little bit of extra cover on the left wing will be pretty beneficial. Can also play in the center of midfield, actually. I didn't realise that, but I could probably even play him there, to be fair, as a deep line playmaker. He's got somewhat decent creativity in passing. Technique is also good, so who knows? He's pretty versatile. Obviously, he's Brazilian, but he's also... Oh, never mind. I didn't realise... That must have been a glitch, then. I swear to God, it said up here before that he had Algerian nationality. And it's disappeared. I shit you guys not, there was Algerian nationality up there. That is so weird. That must be a glitch then. Yep. Okay, well... Oh, that sucks, because the reason why I bought... I was tossing up whether to buy him or not, and I thought, well, he'll count as a non-EU player because he is Algerian. But he's not, so that fucking sucks. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with him now, because obviously that puts a hamper in the works as far as squad registration. But the other player I am signing on a Bosman is Barry Ooms from Feyenoord. He's a Dutch centre-back, as you can see. Very, very good mental attributes, somewhat decent physicals, got some pace for a centre-back. 15 marking, 15 tackling and 16 heading will fare him pretty well, and he's got good positioning, teamwork, work rate and determination, so that's the type of player I like to see. Got a weak left foot, which is a little bit worrying, and he doesn't have the French language at all, so... probably won't feature too much first season, but we'll look to embed him in. Obviously, he's kind of just a replacement for Matip, who is, getting on in the years, and he's quite old now. I think he's 31, going into 32, I think. So yeah, that is it for this episode, guys. I have drawn Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League once again, which is really disappointing, and we also have PSG in the Coupe de la Ligue final, which will probably be the next episode. Just the Coupe de la Ligue. I won't do any other fixtures because I always like to leave that for the end of season review. So thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.